When we find that the different systems in the body are a bit slow or sluggish, we often find that that shows up elsewhere. So lacking energy, poor sleep, things like that. So this particular yoga flow is all about yoga for helping to support the digestive system after we've had, it could be a small or a big meal, or if we're just feeling a bit sluggish in general. This really helps to support the body in a multitude of ways. So bring yourself here to the mat, just on your back, resting, taking a few deep breaths in and out as you let yourself settle in. Feeling that breath expand into the belly on the inhale and soften everything on the exhale. And when you're ready to, bend the knees and draw the knees into the chest. Place your hands on the shins, give yourself a big hug, a little rock side to side. Just easing into it here. And then plant your left foot down onto the mat. Squeeze your right knee in a little bit more towards the armpit here. And just pulse with the breath. Inhale, let the leg come a little bit away from you. Exhale, draw it back in again. Just a couple of times here until at this point you come to a hold as you keep squeezing that knee in, breathing here. We start on the right side to follow the direction of the large intestines and that area of the digestive tract. So just breathing into your belly here, even with the leg compressed. Of course, taking it as easy as you need to be, depending on whether you've just had a meal or not. Take another breath in and out, then gently release that foot back down to the mat and squeeze your left knee in towards the armpit. Again, coming into those pulses with the breath. Inhale, let the leg come away from you. Exhale, drawing it back in. No need to rush or move quickly here. Just getting that connection. Until now you hold the knee in, still breathing in and out. Feeling that gentle opening through the hip, maybe a little bit through the hamstring. Once again, while the belly presses onto the leg. Take another complete breath in and out. Let the exhale lengthen. And then gently release the foot back down. You can do a little sway with the hips if that feels good. Before lifting yourself up, coming into hands and knees, wrists stacked underneath shoulders, or a little bit further if the wrists are a bit sensitive. Knees stacked underneath hips, coming into cat-cows. So breathe in, lower the belly, look forward. Bend the elbows a little to broaden the collarbones. Exhale, press into the hands. Tuck the belly in, broaden through the shoulder blades, looking back. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, curling in. One more time like that. And on your next inhale, extending the right leg out behind you, press back with the heel, and exhale, step the foot through, move your right hand out of the way. Just lift up and shuffle that back knee back a little further. We're in a low lunge. Let your left hand stay planted on the inside of that right foot. Bring the right hand to the thigh, just above the knee. Breathe in, lengthen the spine, and exhale. Find a really gentle twist here. So the hand is helping to draw that top shoulder towards stacking. You have the options of extending that top arm up and or lifting up off the back knee, whichever feels right for you today and in your body. Still breathing here. That deep belly breath is key in our yoga practice in general, but also with helping to find our own depth into the poses and to help that digestive system start to happen. Take another breath in and out. And then bring your hands to frame that front foot. Shuffle the back foot in a step or two so you can lower the back heel into your warrior one footing. And then just pulse in and out of the lunge with that front knee a couple of times with the breath. You want to keep a long spine here. So you can grab your block and place it on the inside of the front foot. And then finding stillness as you engage the quads on the front leg and bring it towards straight with a little unlock in the knee, finding your pyramid pose. Lengthen the spine. If you need a little bit more height to have that length, you can use the block to keep the torso lengthened outwards instead. Then bringing your left hand to that block. Breathe in, get a nice long spine here, drawing forward through the crown of the head. And then twisting through your rib cage, lifting up the right arm into your revolved triangle. So the feet stay the same, the legs stay the same. But again, you're twisting here, opening up. So this can feel quite intense. So you can unlock that front knee once more. Just check in with the hip on that extended leg. It often wants to draw forward. See if you can draw it back a little. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release the hands down. Ground your hands. Step the feet back to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here just to recenter. Feeling as if you're pressing the mat away from you with your hands. Lower your knees back down. You can do a cat-cow here again to recalibrate, or come straight into breathing in as you lengthen your left leg this time out behind you. And exhale, step it through to the front of the mat. Stay in the low lunge, but adjust the back knee as you need to. Keep your right hand grounded this time. Left hand comes to the thigh just above the knee. Breathe in, get a nice long spine. It's hard to twist when the spine isn't extended. And find your twist. Use the hand on the leg to help draw that top shoulder towards stacking without forcing or pushing anything that's not ready to go there. Feeling as if you're breathing in all the way down to the pelvis. You can choose any of those other options of coming up off the back knee or extending that left arm up. You can stay exactly where you are, whichever works. Still breathing. Take another breath in and out here. Breathe in again, and on your next exhale, frame that front foot, shuffle the back foot in so you can ground the back heel. Toes are mostly facing forward here. Hips are still square with the front of the mat, and just pulse in and out of that front knee and the lunge there a couple of times to ease into it. And when you're ready to lengthen through the back of that front leg, fold yourself down. If you find that you're excessively curving, just because you're a little tighter or not feeling it, you can always bring your hands up a little higher on the leg or using the block or a chair in front of you to give yourself the support that you need. Breathing in and out, all the same. When you're ready, taking the block and placing it underneath your right hand on the inside of that front foot this time. Take a moment, allow your spine to get nice and long here, which might include shuffling the block a little bit further forward. And then inhale, find your twist. Checking in with the hips, making sure they're still square. It will intensify the stretch to adjust that, but just allow that. Keeping the spine long. If it's too much to have that top arm extended, you can just fold it almost in a half bind, just behind the back, placing the hand on the lower back, still twisting through the rib cage. Take one more breath in here. Exhale, frame the front foot, just move the block to the side. Plant your hands and step back to downward facing dog once again. Finding your breath. Slowing it down, and then lower your knees down. You can have them a little bit wider. Walking your arms and your hands out towards the right. So you're really aiming for a lengthening through that left side of the body. So see if you can creep that left hand towards the diagonal. Right hand can come beside the knee to help stabilize the rest of the body. Breathing in through the side body, but also feeling the belly expand onto the legs beneath you. Walk your hands back through center and over to the left side. So this time it's the right arm extending out towards the diagonal. The hips will naturally come to the opposite heel to the way that you're leaning. Allow them to still be grounded here. Instead of twisting or anything like that through the hips, we're keeping them equal to the ground. Bring your hands back through center and turn yourself over to lay down on your back with your knees bent, feet on the mat. Bring your arms out to a T shape. Lift up your hips, shuffle them over to the left, and then lower your knees down to the right, keeping both shoulder blades grounded into a supine twist here. So there's several options if you need more of a gentle belly twist. You can bring the top knee a little bit further away from the belly, or you can let the right hand just rest gently on that top knee on the outside of the leg without forcing or pressing it down, just as a gentle weight. You can choose what to do with your head. If it feels good to lift it up and turn it to face away from the knees, do that. Notice the sensation of the breath in your belly, even in the twist. So we're really reconnecting with that consciousness within us, that awareness in our bodies. Bring your knees back up to center, plant your feet, shuffle your hips over to the right, lower your knees down to the left. Again, choosing which option works for you with the legs, the hand, and the head. While it's important to eat consciously anyway, sometimes when we're in a rush, if we're at work during the day, we can forget to, or it can be a bit more challenging too. So this little practice of getting back in our bodies, even last thing at night just before we go to bed, can be really beneficial. After putting that food in, take another breath in and out. Bring your knees back up, shift your hips to center. You can rest with the knees bent and in a knock-kneed position, hands on the belly, or extend your legs out. Let them be a little bit wider so the feet can relax the muscles and the legs can melt away from the bones. And if it feels okay for you to, let your hands rest over about the belly button, right hand first and then left hand over top. Bringing your awareness to the breath in a secondary way, in that physical awareness of feeling the breath in the hands. And also that connection in with our belly, where all that digestion happens. Where all of that food gets transformed into energy, and our body knows inherently how to take the nutrients that it needs. So you can rest here, as always, as long as you feel like is useful for you. With your eyes resting down, soft in your body.